Everyone wants to be happy. That's a given in life, right? What's the point of life if you aren't happy or if you feel like it wasn't worth it? All life should be positive, and even though that's far from the reality we have right now, we hope we can change it. We all search for happiness and joy in our lives, and that tires us out most of the time. Our pursuit of happiness and overall joy in life doesn't come to fruition, and it pisses you off, doesn't it? It sits in your head and causes an existential crisis that can't be solved unless you get the answers.
Why? Why can't I be happy no matter how hard I try? Am I cursed? I just want to be happy.
That's where the problem starts. You're not supposed to seek out pleasure in life. You're not supposed to be hungry for happiness or positivity. You're supposed to want something that contradicts that. You're supposed to want discomfort. Confusing? Well, let me explain. As a quick interruption, I'm going to ask you to subscribe and like the video if you haven't already, because it helps a lot. You know, the funny thing about life is, the more you pursue the things that you think will make you happy, the sadder you are. On the other hand, the more you pursue things that you think will make you uncomfortable, the happier you are. This rule is the reason why you shouldn't strive for happiness in your life. I know it's crazy to say this, but living your life on the principle of happiness makes you a sadder person. If you make happiness your one and only desire, you seek out an easy life, and as you may or may not know,
life is never easy.
Sure, the pursuit of happiness sounds nice, but in all honesty, it's unattainable. It's like seeing the physique of a main character from an anime and thinking you're going to look like that in just 1 month of training. You know it's unreasonable to say, but you delude yourself into believing you're gonna get it.
If I go to the gym 8 times a week, I'll get there, bro. Most people can't do it, but I'm the only exception.
Along the line, you're going to face the reality that you're just lying to yourself and being unreasonable. I'm not saying happiness is impossible. In fact, it's easier to be happy than most people think. All I'm saying is that you can never be happy all the time. Life has its ups and downs, and if you expect it all to just be linear and perfect, you are in for a rude awakening. You often find that even though the ups feel nice, the downs are where you find out more about yourself and develop your character, making them extremely worth it. You learn most in the toughest times of your life, and if you only want happiness, which are only the ups, then you're going to miss out on those meaningful lessons. People who only seek out happiness almost always end up regretting it because in the pursuit of happiness and comfort, they've put themselves in such a bubble that they're afraid of being uncomfortable. They're confined to the same cycle of consuming and sitting around and doing nothing because they think those are the things that'll make them happy. The truth is, we have the wrong ideas of happiness, and that's what's led us astray. We have no idea of what we need to be happy, so we seek out the laziest methods to it. Those are what kill us and ruin our perceptions of ourselves. An easy life is a life of regret and unhappiness. Avoid it at all costs. You can't be happy simply because you don't know how to. If you knew the truth to happiness and how to get the purest form of happiness in your life, then you wouldn't be so unhappy. You say you want to be happy and you're living your best life, but how are you going about doing that? Social media gave us the wrong perception of happiness. It makes us compare ourselves to what we see all around us. We're afraid to admit it, but we want to be more like the people who do nothing but sit comfortably in their lavish houses and post lifestyle photos. They're smiling from ear to ear, so they're happy, right? I mean, they have everything they could ever want, and that's what makes everyone happy.
Isn't it?
Well, on the surface it looks like that, but most people who are rich and famous aren't happy just because they're living comfortably, but they're happy because they work to get there. Social media is good at showing the end results and the highlights, but it fails at showing you how people got to their success. That's why we think happiness lies in materialism and comfort. It couldn't be farther from the truth, because what makes the people you look up to happy isn't how much Lamborghinis they have or how much money is in their bank accounts, but it's the determination it took to get there. Money does add a whole lot to your happiness. I admit that. I'm not one of those money can't buy happiness copers, but it can't be the only source of joy in your life. And that's what we get wrong. No matter how much money your 9 to 5 pays you, you can't feel proud of yourself when you get that money. You put your time to a useless cause. We do this because of the wrong assumptions we make on life and happiness altogether. We need to know how the universe works to know how to be fulfilled. That's the only way we can get on the right track to being fulfilled in life. We've all heard of the law of attraction, right? But if you haven't, it's basically the belief that positive thoughts and actions get you positive results, while negative thoughts and actions get you the opposite. It's basically like you reap what you sow, and this is an essential law of the universe. But how does it tie into the idea that directly seeking out happiness is bad? Well, the devil is in the details. The law of attraction tells us that we not only need to think accordingly, but we also have to act accordingly to get what we want out of the universe. What we don't get is that to fulfill every positive desire you have in your life, you have to do things that seem negative or hard at first, but are overall great for you. If you have positive thoughts and affirmations about happiness without the work to get you to that positive place, then the law won't work for you. There is no one without the other. If you abandon the correct action, then you can't get what you want. The problem with wanting to be happy is that you do things that contradict your thoughts. You completely abandon this law because you want the wrong thing. The key to being happy is not to want to be happy. You must want to be uncomfortable. Two things that seem like they aren't related. You have to live outside your comfort zone and accept the whole perspective that comes with happiness. And that is, happiness is temporary. The better thing to aim for is discomfort. If you want your life to be worthwhile, then discomfort is the answer. Happiness isn't something sustainable because it can lead us to unfulfilling lives. We need to look for discomfort because discomfort is the only way we can keep growing in our lives. It's only through discomfort that we can build wealth, health, and sustainable lives. The more adversity you put yourself through, the greater you feel. If you actively try to make your life harder in the right way, then you will be happier. If you stop being so desperate for happiness, you can actually learn to let it come to you in the times of trial and tribulation. Even if there are times when you doubt yourself and feel like you're way in over your head, you will always become stronger and more able to calm yourself and come back to your senses. Life isn't supposed to be easy. We aren't supposed to be happy all the time. If it was all easy and linear, we wouldn't be fulfilled. Everyone would be the same and there would be more discontentment in life. Part of the reason why we find ourselves in an unhappy society is the fact that our lives lack discomfort. We don't strive for challenges, and that means we don't strive for growth. Discomfort is a solution to this society. We should be progressively doing things that make us uncomfortable and better as humans. There is no progress without action, and there is no greater thing to get you to act than discomfort. Discomfort is doing what everyone else would rather skip. It's being seen as an insane or unrealistic person when you're striving to achieve the greatest things in life. That's why only 1% of people make it, while 99% slave away trying to be
Happy.
Most of us aren't challenging ourselves for the sake of growth and fulfillment. Discomfort is the best way to give your life meaning when you feel like it lacks any. Discomfort is the obvious answer, but most run away from it. Will you be just like everyone else, or will you stop coping and try to become something you know you need to be? It's your choice. If you got to this part, leave a like and subscribe to the channel. I post weekly videos on self-improvement with a slight twist of art, so if you enjoy that, subscribe.
And do it different.